My wife's phone call to her sister. He thinks I'm planning a surprise party, but I'm actually planning my escape. I continued acting surprised about the party, but on the big day, she was the one who got the real surprise. Look, I'm not even the type to post my personal shit online, but I'm so fucking furious right now, and I need to get this off my chest. Maybe I'm an idiot for not seeing it sooner. Hell, maybe everyone will think I'm the asshole here. But I need to tell someone who isn't Rocco, my best friend, because he's heard enough of my problems lately. So here's what happened. Last Thursday, I came home early because our basement had flooded. Thanks, ancient water heater. And I needed to grab some old towels we keep in the garage. Not even kidding. I was like 30 feet from the front door when I heard Heather's voice coming through the open window. She was talking to her sister, Danielle, on speakerphone. Something she never does when I'm around. I stopped dead in my tracks when I heard her say it. She straight up told Danielle that I think she's planning a surprise party for our anniversary next month, but she's actually planning her escape. Her exact words, her fucking escape. Like I'm some kind of prison warden she needs to break free from after 6 years of marriage. Here's the thing. I stood there frozen for what felt like forever, just listening to them discuss the logistics of her moving out, while I'm supposedly at this fake surprise party. Danielle had found her an apartment. They were figuring out how to move all her important stuff without me noticing. And Heather was laughing about how clueless I was, thinking she was being secretive about party planning. I'm not even kidding. My blood was boiling, but my feet were ice. I couldn't move. I couldn't even process what I was hearing. This is the woman who just last weekend was talking about maybe trying for kids next year. The woman who curled up next to me on the couch Sunday night watching that stupid Netflix show she likes. All while planning her grand exit behind my back. I finally backed away when I heard her wrapping up the call. Got in my car and just drove around for like 2 hours, trying to make sense of it all. The more I thought about it, the more obvious the signs became. How did I miss them? Seriously? 1. Her being super protective of her phone lately. 2. The girls' nights with Danielle, happening twice a week, now 3. Those hushed conversations that stop when I enter the room. 4. Mail I never see arriving, but notice in the recycling later. 5. Her asking me about my schedule for next month, for party planning. Honestly, I feel like the biggest fucking moron alive. I've been working my ass off to provide for us, thinking we were building something together. Meanwhile, she's been plotting her exit strategy like I'm some kind of monster she needs to escape from. When I finally got home that night, she acted completely normal, asked about my day, mentioned how Danielle might stop by next weekend to help with something, even had the fucking nerve to ask if I could make myself scarce on the 15th next month because she needed the house for something special. Look, I know our marriage hasn't been perfect lately. We've both been stressed. Money's been tight since I had to take that pay cut last year. But we never even had a real conversation about problems. She never gave me a chance to fix anything. Just decided I wasn't worth the effort and started making her escape plan. The worst part? I had to sit across from her at dinner, pretending I didn't know a damn thing, smiling and nodding when she made this comment about keeping my schedule open for something fun next month. I wanted to flip the fucking table, but instead I just sat there like an idiot, playing along. That night in bed, I laid there staring at the ceiling while she slept peacefully next to me. 6 years together, and she can sleep like a baby while planning to blindside me. That's when I decided, two can play at this game. Here's the thing. I'm not just going to let her walk all over me. She thinks I'm going to be caught off guard. She thinks she's got this all figured out. Well, she's about to learn that I'm not as clueless as she thinks. I'm not confronting her yet. Oh no, I'm playing the long game here. For the past week, I've been the perfect oblivious husband. Even dropped hints about being excited for whatever she might be planning for our anniversary. The look on her face when I said that, priceless. Mix of guilt and relief that I'm still in the dark. Meanwhile, I've been doing my homework, went through our finances with a fine-tooth comb, found out she's been moving small amounts to her personal account for months. Not even subtle about it, who transfers exactly $200 every Tuesday. Discovered she's been scanning important documents too, probably getting her ducks in a row. Yesterday, I took half our savings and moved it to an account she doesn't know about, changed the passwords on our shared cloud storage, started documenting everything of value in the house with photos, called our landlord, and had a nice chat about our lease situation. I'm also playing her game better than she is. When she mentioned needing the house empty on Saturday to prepare something, I made a big show of making plans with Rocco. Even texted her midday saying we were grabbing lunch across town. I was actually meeting with someone to discuss my options. Knowledge is power, right? The more I think about it, the more my blood boils. 6 years together, and this is what I get? A sneaky exit plan disguised as a surprise party? Well, I've got a surprise of my own planned for her. I've got 17 days until her big escape day. 17 days to make sure when she makes her move, I'll be 10 steps ahead. She wanted to leave me with nothing while she rides off into the sunset. Too bad. When the 15th comes around, she's the one who's going to be blindsided. I'm not just going to survive this. I'm going to make damn sure she regrets every second of her little scheme. Not because I want her back, that ship has fucking sailed, but because nobody gets to play me for a fool and walk away unscathed. We'll update when there's more to share. Right now, I'm just gathering intel and building my counter strategy. And don't worry, I'm keeping receipts for everything. Update. Thanks for all the responses to my first post. Seriously. Reading through your comments helped me realize I'm not crazy for being this pissed off. Some of you had pretty extreme suggestions. LOL, no, I'm not putting glitter in the air vents. But others gave solid advice that I've been implementing. Quick recap for those just joining. 2 weeks ago, I overheard my wife Heather telling her sister Danielle that the surprise party she's supposedly planning for our anniversary is actually her cover for moving out and leaving me. She has no idea, I know. And I've been playing dumb while planning how to handle this situation. Look, these past 2 weeks have been the weirdest fucking time of my life. You ever try to act normal around someone who's actively plotting to blindside you? It's like living in some twisted reality show. Every morning I wake up next to her, watch her check her phone, probably texting Danielle about escape plans, and have to pretend everything's fine while making coffee. Just standing there in my pajama pants, thinking about how she's going to try to clean out our accounts while the Keurig does its thing. The hardest part isn't even the betrayal anymore. It's keeping my poker face when I catch her in obvious lies. Yesterday, she told me she was going shopping, but I checked her location on our shared family account, which she apparently forgot we set up last year. And she was at some apartment complex across town for 2 hours, probably setting up her new place. Had to bite my tongue when she came home without a single shopping bag and claimed the stores were too crowded, so she just got coffee and drove around. Here's the thing. I've been gathering intel like a fucking spy. Not even kidding. Made a spreadsheet of all our assets, accounts, and shared belongings. Documented every weird conversation. Even set up a spare phone to record when I'm not home. Totally worth the $120. That's how I found out she's planning to take not just her stuff, but half our furniture, and even the dog. Our dog. We got him together 3 years ago, and she barely walks him, but suddenly he's her emotional support, according to what she told Danielle when they were here last weekend. Speaking of Danielle, ran into her at the grocery store Tuesday. Talk about awkward AF. She couldn't even look me in the eye, kept fidgeting with her cart like I was going to interrogate her right by the frozen pizzas. Almost felt bad for her, almost. She's just as fake as Heather, smiling to my face while helping her sister plan this whole exit strategy. Made some comment about looking forward to seeing me at the event next week with this weird, nervous laugh. I just nodded and asked if she was bringing that pasta salad everyone likes. The look on her face was priceless. I've had to get creative with my planning since Heather's home a lot. Been using my lunch breaks to make calls, creating new email accounts on my phone while in the bathroom, and meeting with people when I'm supposedly hanging with Rocco. BBTW, Rocco's been a real one through all this. Let me vent. helped me move some important stuff to his place, and hasn't once said, "I told you so," even though he never fully trusted Heather. The financial side has been tricky, but satisfying. Remember how I mentioned finding out she's been siphoning money to her personal account? Well, I've been moving assets too. Nothing illegal. I'm not stupid, but I've been protecting what's mine. Moved half our savings to a new account. Paid off my car loan early so there's no dispute about ownership. Even sold some of my gaming equipment to a buddy with a private agreement to buy it back later, just so it's not on the line when shit hits the fan. I also accidentally left open a browser tab showing high-interest personal loans when she borrowed my laptop. Haven't applied for anything, but now she thinks I'm taking out a massive loan for some reason. Been dropping hints about big financial changes coming and investment opportunities. Her face when I mention money stuff now? Pure panic. She thinks I'm about to blow our savings on something dumb right before she planned to take half of it. Last weekend was next level, when we went to dinner at her parents' house. Everyone there knew about her plan except me, supposedly. Her mom kept giving me these sad looks, like I was a dead man walking. Her dad barely spoke to me, probably feeling guilty. And her cousin Karen, who's never liked me, kept making these passive-aggressive comments about fresh starts and living your best life. I just smiled and ate my overcooked pot roast while complimenting her mom's new curtain. The wildest part was after dinner, when Heather's mom pulled her into the kitchen to help with dessert. I pretended to be in the bathroom, but was actually right outside the kitchen door. Heard her mom asking if Heather was sure about this, saying something felt wrong about the whole thing. That's when Heather dropped the bomb that she's been unhappy for 2 years, but stayed to help Kane through his depression after his dad died. Complete bullshit. I grieved like a normal person for a few months and then moved on. She's rewriting history to make herself the martyr. I've been watching our joint account like a hawk. 3 days ago, she withdrew $800, way more than she'd normally take out. When I casually mentioned the notification I got, she fumbled some excuse about helping Danielle with car repairs. Funny, since I saw Danielle driving her perfectly fine car just yesterday. Last night, things almost boiled over. We were watching some reality show, and there was this couple dramatically breaking up. Heather got weirdly quiet, then asked what I would do if we ever split up. Testing the waters, obviously. I just shrugged and said I'd probably be devastated, but would eventually move on. Added that I'd hope we'd handle it maturely and not try to hurt each other. The irony was so thick I nearly choked on it. The countdown is on now. 5 days until her big surprise party. That's actually her grand exit. She's getting sloppier as the date approaches, leaving tabs open on her iPad about rental trucks, forgetting to delete browser history after looking up how to divide shared property in a breakup, even taking photos of our furniture when she thinks I'm not paying attention. My plan is set. I've documented everything, secured my finance, prepared for every scenario, even got some security cams for the house. Told her they were on sale and would help with our insurance rates. She bought it completely. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with Tristan, who knows about tenant laws, to make sure I'm covering all my bases. The day before her planned escape, I'm going to leave town for an overnight work thing. That's when I'll make the final preparation. She'll think she has the perfect opportunity to get everything ready for the next day. But when the big day comes, I'll be the one delivering the surprise. She thinks she's walking away with half our life and leaving me blindsided. Instead, she's walking into my carefully planned response. And trust me, it won't be the clean break she's hoping for. We'll update after it all goes down. This shit is about to get real. Update 2. First off, holy shit, guys. The amount of DMs and comments on my last post was insane. Sorry I ghosted for a few days, but I needed time to process everything that went down. And I wanted to wait until I was sure Heather couldn't somehow see what I was posting. Because what happened on the day of her so-called surprise party was wilder than even I expected. So the big day finally arrived. I woke up at 5:30 before my alarm even went off, just staring at the ceiling with this weird calm feeling. Like when you know a storm is coming but you've already boarded up all the windows. Heather was still asleep, probably exhausted from all her secret prep work the night before when I was out of town. Not even kidding. She'd been running around like crazy while I was supposedly at that overnight work thing, not realizing I was actually at Rocco's getting the final pieces in place. Look, I'm not the type to make a big dramatic scene, but I'd spent 2 weeks watching her lie to my face, pretend everything was normal, and plan to ghost me after 6 years of marriage. So yeah, my revenge needed to be perfect. I got up quietly, made coffee, and checked that everything was in place. Gave our dog Max extra treats, still can't believe she was planning to take him, and triple-checked my phone was fully charged. The house was weirdly quiet, that heavy silence before shit goes down, you know? Around 7, Heather got up and started acting all weird and jittery, checking her phone constantly, sending rapid texts, definitely to Danielle about their grand plan, and barely touching her toast. She mentioned she had errands to run and would be gone most of the day, but I should be home by 6 for something special. The way she avoided eye contact while saying it, straight up painful to watch someone be that fake. I just nodded and said, sure, I'd be home on time, excited to see what she had planned. Then I asked if she wanted me to walk Max before I left. She got this weird panicked look and said, no, she'd take care of him today. Translation, she wanted to get him used to his travel crate for their getaway. Cool, cool, cool. After she left, I put my plan into motion. 1. Called the landlord to confirm I'd be staying and renewing the lease in my name. Only 2. Moved the last of my important documents from our safe spot, which wasn't safe at all, to my new lockbox at Rocco's 3. Transferred my direct deposit info to my new solo account 4. Changed all my passwords again, including streaming services. Petty, I know. 5. Set up my phone to record in our living room, completely legal in our state as long as one party consents. Then I left, making sure the security cameras I'd installed were working. Drove to a coffee shop and camped out with my laptop, watching the security feed. Not even 30 minutes after I left, a rental truck pulled up outside our place, right on schedule. For the next 4 hours, I watched Heather, Danielle, and some dude I didn't recognize load up almost everything from our apartment. Not just her clothes and personal items, they took our couch, the good TV, our kitchen table, even the artwork her mom had given us for our wedding. Worst of all, they loaded up poor Max in his crate, looking all confused. The whole time, they were laughing and talking like this was some fun adventure, not tearing apart someone's life without warning. Every few minutes, Heather would check her phone, probably making sure I wasn't coming home early to catch them. The absolute disrespect had me seething, but I stayed put. The timing had to be perfect. At 4:20, they finished loading up. The truck pulled away with Danielle driving, Mr. Mystery Man in a separate car, and Heather stayed behind. According to what I'd overheard, the plan was for her to wait until I came home at 6, give me the "this isn't working, I'm leaving you" speech, then drive off to her new place where everything would already be set up. The perfect clean break in her mind. Here's the thing, I wasn't about to let her control this narrative. At 5 o'clock I drove home, parking a block away so she wouldn't see my car. Used my key to quietly enter through the back door. She was in the bedroom, probably rehearsing her breakup speech in the mirror or some shit. I sat down in our now nearly empty living room and waited. When she finally came out, she nearly jumped out of her skin seeing me there. Her face went through like 5 different expressions in 2 seconds. Shock, fear, guilt, anger, then this weird attempt at casual normalcy. Asked why I was home early in this high-pitched fake voice I'd never heard before. That's when I dropped the bomb. Pulled out my phone and played the recording of her conversation with Danielle from weeks ago. The one where she laid out her whole escape plan. Told her I'd known everything from the beginning. Showed her screenshots of the security camera footage from today. Laid out exactly how much she'd taken that wasn't hers. Her face just crumpled. Not from sadness or regret, but from being caught. She tried to turn it around on me, saying this proved why she needed to leave secretly, because I was controlling and monitoring her. Classic Darvo move. I just laughed and pointed out that I only started monitoring after I overheard her planning to blindside me. Then I laid out exactly what I'd done, documented everything she'd taken that was jointly owned or straight up mine, with photos and receipts, filed a police report for theft of my personal property, including my gaming system, my dad's watch, and, ironically, the surprise party decorations I'd bought for her birthday last year, already spoken with our landlord, who confirmed she'd violated our lease by moving out without proper notice. Contacted her parents with evidence of what she'd done. They were apparently under the impression this was a mutual, amicable separation. Changed all the utilities to my name only, including canceling her phone, which was on our family plan, reported her new credit card as fraudulent since she'd opened it using our joint address after she'd already established residency elsewhere. And the kicker, filed a petition for ownership of Max, complete with vet records showing I was his primary caretaker and evidence she'd taken him without my consent. The absolute best part? I'd transferred most of our joint savings to my new account that morning, completely legal since we're still married and both names were on the account. She'd waited to empty it until after she'd broken up with me, thinking that was the proper way to do it. Her face when I told her that there was less than $100 left in that account. Priceless. She completely lost it. Started screaming, crying, throwing the few things left in the living room. Called me every name in the book. I just sat there, recording the whole meltdown on my phone. When she finally ran out of steam, I told her she had 30 minutes to get whatever else she needed and leave before I called the cops to escort her out for trespassing. Those 30 minutes were the longest of my life. She stomped around, grabbing random stuff, alternating between threatening me with lawyers and begging me to be reasonable. I just sat on our one remaining chair, scrolling through Reddit on my phone like this was a normal Tuesday evening. When Danielle showed up, obviously called for reinforcement, I handed her a printed list of everything they'd taken that I expected returned within 48 hours, along with Max, unless they wanted me to escalate the police report from items removed without permission to theft. Danielle looked like she might throw up. They finally left at 7:15. I changed the locks 20 minutes later. It's been 3 days now. They returned about half the stuff, including Max, who hasn't left my side since. Heather's parents called to apologize, saying they had no idea she was planning to clean me out like that. Her dad even offered to help me move the furniture back in. Her little stunt backfired spectacularly. Instead of walking away with half our life and leaving me shell-shocked, she's now staying on Danielle's couch. Most of her liberated items are documented as potentially stolen property. Her credit is fucked from the fraudulent card report, and her own parents are siding with me. Is this petty? Maybe. Excessive? Possibly. But after being lied to for months and nearly getting blindsided, I have zero regrets. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Oh, and that guy helping them move? Turns out he wasn't just some random friend. Based on what her cousin Karen let slip on Facebook yesterday, he and Heather have been talking for a while. So there's that fun little detail. The apartment feels empty and quiet now, but it's mine. All mine. And unlike Heather, I don't have to sneak around or lie to get what I want. Life's too short for that bullshit.